That was a convincing win. I know some of my Walking Dead fans will want some Walking Dead content, but I will have that tonight as well. I'm going to have two videos for you guys, two in one night. But I have to get to this regarding the Patriots and what's what's coming up. I can't ignore this because, again, I have been following this team all year with the vlogs. And I got to stay consistent, and I definitely got to talk about I guess the odds of their victory this weekend. I guess just all of the talk and the vibe that I'm feeling with the emotions of what I'm feeling from the team, the energy, all of those things. Because there's a shift that occurred, and I felt it as a Patriots fan. I'm not sure if people who aren't Patriot fans are just generic football watchers or people who just stumble across the videos or whatever, however you consume the sport. If you guys notice this watching the divisional game between the Patriots and Chargers, but that was a convincing victory that they had against the Chargers. And they, between pressuring Phillip Rivers as much as they did, just where was this pass rush all year? They were getting after and hitting Phillip Rivers like it was nothing. Phillip Rivers' offensive line just couldn't block, and he was making bad throws because of all the pressure. And then on the offensive side of the ball for the Patriots, their running game was incredible. I think they had 4 touchdowns that came from runs, 3 from Sonny Michel, 1 from Rex Burkhead, and then the only other touchdown was a pass to Philip Dorsett that Brady had. So they absolutely dominated this game, 41-28. I mean, they were letting the Chargers score a little bit in the fourth quarter. Belichick did say that the fourth quarter was a little shakier, but I think the defense got into like a relaxed mode because they knew that it was like a 3-4 possession game, and it was just getting like the separation of like how much it was going to take for them to come back. It was just too much with the time that was on the clock. Also, some of the touchdowns that the Chargers had were off of just stupid flags, penalties. There was like a phantom holding call on Stephon Gilmore that would have been fourth down, and then it gave him a fresh set of downs. So the defense, like, I'm not going to really put blame on the defense did, like, all around. I felt that the team did an incredible job. Like, I can't knock any part of the team. Sometimes I'll knock one side or the other given the way if it was a win or a loss, especially a loss, so someone's to blame. But I give the team a lot of credit. It did really well, and going into this for me, like going into this AFC Championship game, it's probably one of the most exciting games that I've been around for to cover for the Patriots just in a long time. This is really going to be, because I mean, this is the 8th straight AFC Championship for the Patriots, and it's on the road. Historically, the Patriots have not won AFC championships on the road. I think all of their AFC championship losses have come to Peyton Manning, whether it was the one against the Colts in 2006, the 2 against the Broncos in 2013 and 2016, 2013, the 2013 and 2015 seasons, and then they had the one against the Ravens, that was really the only anomaly because they lost that one at home. I think that's like one of the only AFC championships they've lost at home. Every other AFC championship they played at Gillette, they've won. The past 2 against the Steelers and the Jaguars, they won those 2. The Jaguars one was tougher. The Steelers they won that one convincingly. The Jaguars, I mean, it was difficult. I mean, Brady was playing against a very difficult defense. The Patriots defense was out of sync, giving up a lot of plays. Which was forthcoming, foreshadowing of what would happen in the Super Bowl. But the team was firing on all cylinders, and they're going on the road against Andy Reid and the Chiefs. The Chiefs have never hosted the AFC Championship. Andy Reid has not been to the Super Bowl since the 2004 season when he was with the Eagles. And he's never won a Super Bowl, has had a lack of postseason success. The Chiefs haven't been in the Super Bowl since, like, I think it's been like 40, 50 years since the Chiefs have been to the Super Bowl. But, I mean, circumstances are different. They have a new quarterback who's been making all of the headlines. He'll probably be the MVP, Patrick Mahomes. And, I give him a lot of credit. He's a great quarterback. He can scramble. He can throw, like, ridiculous sidearm passes, left-handed, right-handed, on the run. There are many, many clutch games and performances. 50 touchdowns, I mean, that's something only Peyton and Tom Brady have accomplished in a regular season. But, I mean, so for me, this is going to be an epic showdown. I mean, this is going to be like the Peyton Manning games, because you know that it's two heavyweight fighters going into the ring and dueling to the death. For me, it's not going to be like the teams of past where the Patriots had to face Roethlisberger's a named quarterback, but like Blake Bortles last year, I mean, for me, all the Patriots had to get past was the defense. The defense of the Jaguars was a brick wall, and Brady found a way past them after 4 quarters it took. But, I mean, you think about the playoffs last year. I mean, just the 4 teams that were remaining. I mean, think of the quarterbacks. You had Tom Brady. You had Case Keenum on the Vikings. You had Nick Foles on the Eagles. And then you had Blake Bortles on the Jaguars. Like, it was the oddest, other than the Patriots who have been there, it was the oddest collection of quarterbacks and teams. And, like, I was comfortably looking last year, and I was like, the Patriots should beat any of these teams. They beat the Jaguars, and they should have beat the Eagles. I don't want to once again get hung up on that Super Bowl last year, because I think it's a Super Bowl they should have won. I look at those 2 Giants Super Bowls. Yeah, they should have won those, but the Giants had a shutdown defense that pressured Brady, and you could attribute that to their win. The Patriots really beat themselves in the Super Bowl last year. Their defense just collapsed, let Nick Foles and the running backs just fucking put all sorts of numbers on them. And despite Brady's 505 record-breaking performance, he couldn't do shit. I'm sorry, he did shit, but the team couldn't to get the victory. But you look at the 4 teams that are left, this is going to be a good playoffs, man. Like, in terms of the AFC, I'm not even talking as a Patriots fan. I'm just talking as a football fan. Like, I'm going to be watching the NFC Championship because it comes on before the AFC Championship this year. You got Jared Goff on the Rams, the high-powered Rams. I mean, they've been a story all year with their their offense, and they had that running game they busted out of nowhere with Anderson against the Cowboys. You got the Saints, Drew Brees. That's been the big story. Like Mahomes has been the big story in the AFC, and Brees has been the big story in the NFC. It looked pretty dire against the Eagles, I will say. I think they've been playing a little sloppy lately, and they better hope the Rams don't come in swinging, because the Rams have a real shot. Even though the Saints are at home, the Rams have a real shot to upset the Saints. I know the Rams lost that first match, but it was kind of close, and I give the Rams a chance against the Saints. I do. For me, I mean, this is just good playoffs. I mean, they're all great offensive teams. All of the teams that are left, I mean, everyone says defense wins Super Bowls and championships. I guess that wasn't the case. I mean, think of all the defensive teams. I mean, Cowboys had a really good defense. They're not in it. The Bears, I mean, that freaking missed field goal, they're not in it. The Texans, I guess you could say, I mean, they had a really good defense. They're not in it. So yeah, I mean, a lot of the team, I mean, the Ravens, geez, I mean, the Ravens are known for their defense. They're not in it. Even the Chargers, they had those 2 pass rushers that just didn't get any pressure on Brady. They're not in it. So, I mean, a lot of teams that had good defensive players didn't make the playoffs. It seems like the offensive teams won the day. And no matter who gets in the Super Bowl, whether it's Brady versus Breeze, Brady versus Goff, Mahomes versus Breeze, Mahomes versus Goff, it's going to be an exciting Super Bowl. It's going to be gunslinger versus gunslinger, numbers. I mean, running backs. It's going to be a show. And last year, it was unexpectedly a shootout, because both defenses didn't know how to handle the offense of the other team. So it was like, what was it, 1152 yards total. It was like the most yards. I have a feeling Super Bowl 53 potentially could break that. Depends how well the defenses play. It depends how the matchup is, how well the defenses come prepared for the other team. You never know. You never know. Just because an offense is potent doesn't mean they'll put up those same numbers in the postseason. Which brings me to the AFC Championship game, because this is going to be a 9-degree weather game. The Patriots are no strangers to winter weather. Against an AFC, like, they've never played the AFC Championship at Kansas City. I think ever. And like since they won their Super Bowl. I don't even know if they had home field advantage for that game. But, I mean, this is new. This is new for the Chiefs, and, like, they don't usually play January football. Like, the Patriots are veterans to January football. They play it in Gillette all the time. And so they're familiar with snow and the cold. If you think about the Chiefs, even though they play in a stadium that's cold, they're usually playing in the fall before that winter weather really hits. So are they as prepared for the cold weather, this 9-degree weather? Like, will Mahomes, like, Mahomes is from Texas Tech. Like, will he, actually not Texas. It's somewhere in Texas. I know he's from a quarterback. But will he be prepared for the cold? I mean, I can't really look at the Colts game, the divisional game between the Chiefs and the Colts they played last week. I can't really look at that as an indicator in any sense, because the Colts just played terrible. And Mahomes kind of shut down a little bit towards the end of the game. And the Colts just couldn't get anything going. I don't expect that to happen to the Patriots. So if Mahomes if he gets into a rut, the Patriots are going to take advantage of that. Just like they did their first matchup. When they played in the regular season, the Patriots were in control of that game. Even when Mahomes got the tying touchdown, Brady had no problem marching down the field and kicking that game-winning field goal. So it's going to come down to who's covering Travis Kelce, who's covering Tyreek Hill, and can you move the ball? Because I bet you the Chiefs are going to be watching that gameplay footage. They're going to be looking at the gameplay footage of Sonny Michel and those 3 touchdowns he had against the Chargers, and they're going to say, we're going to take that away from you. So I hope Belichick and the Patriots say, all right, like, we can't repeat our game plan. Because, perfect example, the Chargers. They play 7 DBs, okay? And they use some of their safeties as DBs. And they did that against the Ravens because they know that Lamar Jackson is a mobile quarterback and that the Ravens like to run. So they use that strategy. And they basically shut down the Ravens for most of the game. Got a little iffy in the fourth quarter, but for the most part, the Ravens were shut down in the run. And I was nervous. I was like, wow, like, they really look like they're going to shut down the run. They go in with the same defensive gameplay strategy the week later for the Patriots. And Brady picks them apart. He uses Julian Edelman, Hogan, receivers along the sidelines, uses Gronk and his offensive line to make these lanes for his running backs. Like, they were able to mess with the defensive guys' heads because Brady starts throwing it and they're like, oh shit, like, you know, they have to move around, then lanes open. So they saw that footage of what they did to the Ravens, and the Patriots were like, oh, okay, we're going to exploit that. So you need to make sure that your offensive strategy doesn't mirror the strategy you had for the divisional round, because I guarantee you coach Andy Reid is going to be looking at that. And as much as Andy Reid's choked, and I know that's like a big thing, he's choked in a lot of playoff games, yes, but Mahomes is a different cat. I mean, Alex Smith, yeah, okay, but Mahomes, there's something about this kid, and he's young. Patrick Mahomes is my age. He's like, I could have been in science class with this kid working on a fucking project with him had we gone to the same middle school. I could have been in school with him, you know, after school playing video games or fucking, you know, I didn't play football when I was in middle school, but, you know, he and I, like, literally could have been friends if we went to the same, like, school area. Like, we grew up, like, the same age with the same technology, the same, you know, we're millennials basically. I mean, 90s, I mean, I was born 94, 95. I mean, same with him. And I think I'm a little older than him too. So it's crazy that someone younger than me is is going up against Brady, who's 41 years old. And this is literally, there's two ways that the script for this game could end. It could be passing of the torch, where Brady loses, and it looks like he only has a few years, and it's like, all right, Mahomes, you're going to the Super Bowl. Best of luck to you. Or Brady has fire in him, and he is not going to let anyone extinguish it. You have seen, and this is what I was talking about at the beginning of this video, the thematic, the theme, like everything we've got is the motto of the Patriots going into the playoffs. But the way they convincingly won against the Chargers, and the way, Brady in the post-game interview was like, oh, I know everyone thinks we suck. Like, the Patriots are playing the underdog card. Remember when the Eagles played the underdog card last year? I seem to remember that very well, when they wore those dog masks because, oh, no one thinks we can do anything with Nick Foles and everyone's counting us out. And what did the Eagles do? What did the Eagles do? In the end, they won the Super Bowl. So the Patriots, when they won their first Super Bowl, they were 14-point underdogs to the Rams in the Super Bowl. So you better believe that the Patriots being underdogs is not a good... Honestly, I would almost rather them be underdogs than be comfortable favorites, because then they get comfortable. It's like, oh, we're at home, or, we got an easy opponent. Like, I don't like that because it relaxes you. And I think that's what happened last year against the Titans and the Jaguars. As much of a fight as the Jaguars put up, I certainly think that the Patriots were relaxed with their opponents, especially the Titans. And when they faced the Eagles, it was kind of like a slap in the face. Now, Brady, again, had an incredible game, except for his fumble. So, again, you should argue that, yes, he should have won that game. But I think, especially defensively, they got comfortable. And I think they were shocked at the way they were getting torched by the Eagles. So, Brian Flores as the new defensive-minded guy for the Patriots, no longer Matt Patricia. I mean, we will see. I give the Patriots a very good chance to win this game. What's the final score? What am I going to say? I'm going to say 38-32 Patriots. I say they win by more than 3 points. I don't want to say some miracle field goal is going to end this game just like before. I say the Patriots cling to a one-touchdown lead and have to stop Mahomes, or Brady gets the ball back and burns the clock out and they win. But I'm taking the Patriots. I will not bet against them. I think they're playing with a lot of fire and a lot of just pent-up rage that no one believes in them, and that this is the end. Brady's 41. He can't do it. And this is when, if you get Tom Brady angry, just like in that 28-3 Falcons Super Bowl, if you get Tom Brady angry, you better watch out. I'm just saying, Chiefs, freaking, oh, Patrick Mahomes, he's amazing, Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill. Okay, I mean, yeah, you guys are the 1 seed, you got home field advantage, but there's a UFO, a great battleship coming into your territory. And if the Patriots win and celebrate on your field, and they're going to their third, if they win, they'll have gone to the past 3 Super Bowls in a row. The one they won, Super Bowl 51, the one they should have won but lost, 52. And then if they get to this one, that'll have been 3 in a row. And I know people who want different teams and people who don't like the Patriots. Oh, they cheat, they this, they that, all the conspiracy theories. You got to respect greatness. I mean, what other team has done this? Can you name one other team that's done this? I mean, I know there's been bursts like, Terry Bradshaw and the Steelers or Joe Montana and the 49ers, but like in this era of like capped salary and just the way the NFL is now, like, have you seen this type of success? Like, you have to respect it. I mean, like, we see it, in other sports with either the LeBron or the Golden State Warriors. Like, I mean, it's been Cavs versus Warriors the past 4 NBA finals. Like, have I been hearing from everybody complaining about that? Like, oh, the same teams are in it every 4 freaking... Hey, at least the NFL hasn't done that. I don't think since the Bills and the Cowboys, it's been the same 2 teams in the Super Bowl. Like, even though the Patriots have been to the past 2, it's been, it was the Falcons the first time and the Eagles the second time. So it's been different opponents in the Super Bowl every year for a long time. So as long as, again, I'm a Patriots fan, but I respect the work they put in, and I think with a very clean, aggressive effort, they can win this game. Okay, they can force, because Patrick Mahomes is a young quarterback. He will make mistakes. He will make mistakes. He's young. It'll be cold. You knock him off his kilter, and you put pressure on him. If Brady scores quickly, he doesn't let the Chiefs get out to a quick lead, and he scores quickly, they can win this game. So, 38-32. That's my prediction, and hopefully I'm right, and then I'll have a lot of Super Bowl because basically then it'll be basically Tom Brady versus the Saints or the Rams, and they both have good offenses, so that's going to be a whole other story. But I will not cross that bridge until I'm certain that the Patriots are going to be in this Super Bowl. So let's wait and see what happens. So until then, thank you guys. I'm going to be uploading a Walking Dead video right after this. So for any of my Walking Dead fans who stuck in, I'll put it in the description too. I'm going to be talking about an article that came out. So stick around for that. But yeah, if you guys want to tweet me at the Air Raid Lord while this game, I'm going to probably be shit talking Chief fans or just other Patriot fans I'll be talking to about the game this weekend, and it's gonna be a fun one, man. This is gonna be like a gladiator battle. I can't wait. Old versus young, experienced coaches. This is gonna be an incredible game. So here we go. Thanks, guys.